Hello and welcome to a very windy Blyton Park for the first round of the Javelin Trackdays Sprint Series. Back again, did the last round last year, and back in the Clio for the full season, hopefully this time. Just done the practice one, the test run. It went okay. Could take a bit more speed in, but let's see how we go in the actual runs. There's the Janetta place. First run. Just waiting for this guy to get the stick out of the way, and then we can set off and let these 197 horses, which are probably a little bit tired at this point, being that the car's 19 years old, we can let them gallop. So off we go, onto the track. Going to go up into third as we come down to Jochen, which is the first corner. Not really braking today, sort of trying to roll the speed in, load it up a bit before the ump, which is this big old curve there, through Lancaster and onto the straight. Now, you're allowed to use the big lumpy curbs, you're allowed to use the painted curbs. Everywhere else you've got to stay within the white lines, so not opening up this corner, the wiggler, as much as we'd like to, but that's what the rules are today. Through here, not too bad, could have been a bit more committed, I think. As we come up towards Bishops, it's a deceptively fast left-hander. There's a lot of videos of people rolling it through here as well, so trying not to do that on my first run, but using all of the exit, using that painted curb as we're allowed to. Into Bunga Bunga now, which is a sort of a double left, double apex corner. Missed that first one by an absolute mile, but used the painted curb on the exit. Coming down into Port Freud now, which is yet another chicane on this track. Always tend to get a little bit of understeer through the middle part, so trying to take just a little bit of speed out, and then we come down, big old braking. Got the tyres squealing away as we come through Ushers, across the line, and that's our first run done. Okay, 120. I don't know if that's bad or not. Okay, somewhat good news. I'm not last in class. I'm 5th out of 13. I was first in class, but I think that's because I went out first. So I need to find 4 seconds to first somehow. I think maybe a remap is what is needed to get that. It looks like it's about 1.5 seconds to get to 4th and 3rd, so just going to have to try and send it a bit more. So, run 2, I know I need to find a bit more speed. You just watched me pull away. I can't remember which run that was from, but thank you to Tom for that video. Stick out the way, and we're off. Now, let's try and get some more speed. Already we're 3/10 down, just from that one launch. So that has gone pretty terribly. I'm also 5th in class, but, you know, hopefully we can find a bit more. So through here, not too bad, a little bit more committed on that inside curb. And as we come through Lancaster, we're still 3/10 down. So really need to find some more pace in myself, in the car, just to try and, you know, not be worse. I want to try and get up into a podium. That would be lovely if we can. So a little bit faster, I think, through the wiggler this time, using a little bit more of the exit. As we come up to this timing being for about halfway round, we are still 0.3, so incredibly consistent. Not that much improvement, but through, what's that corner, Bishops, coming through Bunga Bunga, we're a little bit tighter this time, could really still be a bit closer on that first one, using a bit more of the runoff there. And as we come down towards Port Freud, we've found 3/10, so that's good. We're now a little bit in the green. Through Port Freud, yep, nice big brakes. We're up 1.5 tenths now, and through the final corner, we're going to be 3/10 up. Hey, that was 3/10. Okay, bad news. I sent it a lot more than I thought I could that time. Thought I found quite a bit of pace, and it was 3/10. So I still need 2 seconds before I'm up to 4th. I don't think there's much I can do to find that outside of, like I said, get a remap, but it's not something I can do right now, so see how the rest of the day goes. Come on. All we need, we found 3/10, we needed 3 seconds. We've just got to find 2 seconds now. Easy. Search for the hero, search for those 2 seconds, come on! So, run 3. The weather, you can see it's not quite as good as it was. The rain was supposed to come in the morning. This is the last run before lunch, so there's a chance that this could be the last dry run of the day. So I really need to just drag some time out of myself, out of the car. We're already up by 2/10 from that launch, so much better launch, much more committed over the ump there, bouncing around two wheels. And as we come through Lancaster, we're still up compared to run 2. Not as much somehow, maybe too much commitment on the ump, but we're coming up to the Wiggler now. So 90, not too fast in a straight line, but you know, trying to make as much of it as I can through the corners, much more committed again, using a lot more of the track, using a lot more speed, just trying to send it even more. And it's worked. We're up 0.76 of a second already through Bishops now, using all of the exit on the track. Coming up to Bunga Bunga, bit of a tighter line this time, maybe could have gone even tighter, maybe should have done, but as we come through, much more natural use of that painted curb on the exit. And as we get towards Point Portfroid, we're 1.4 seconds up. This is way better, so a little bit of understeer again, trying to control that. And as we come down to, what's the last corner, Ushers, big on the brakes, 1.5 seconds up, across the line, 1.7. Oh my god, come on! Oh, I don't think that's enough to get me another position, but it puts me right up with them. Yeah, still 5th, but only 2/10 behind the guy in front, about a second off the guys up 1, 2, 3. So, time for lunch. We are going to have a little wander around, look at the cars. There's a nice big Subaru, a C1 that was competing as well. So many different cars actually taking part, and look at all the aero on this one. There is just, it could take off, an absolute plane. And then that cool green thing, I don't think it lasted the day. We've also got this Formula type car and this guy in a Mariva who just wanted to do it because, you know, why not? There's the Ginetta building. Blyton Park is the Ginetta circuit, so having a look around, there's a cool GR Yaris in the reflection there, but there's a Ginetta inside. There's also a Ginetta competing, which is nice to see. And over here, it looks pretty good at lunch. Then over here, it looks pretty bad. And unfortunately for the times, it did start to rain over the lunch period. You can see it's not too bad now, but it's going to get worse. So the promised rain has started. It's absolute downpour. I went P5 at 1.7 seconds, so that's decent. But I don't think we're going any faster because look at this. It's bad. Not worth doing anything. Yeah, I mean, look at this. It's got torrential, and I think the good times for the day have completely deserted us. Just all of that rain. It's disgusting. Okay, the weather has changed a little bit. It's gone back to dry. It's absolutely fucking soaked though. So yeah, it did stop before the 4th run. Looking around, you can see a big old puddle. There's my car, there's Tom's car, there's a different car that was an Audi. Whole puddles everywhere. Both cars soaked, tracks soaked. Great big puddles in the pit area. Also quite a lot of minis and Abarths take part just because, you know, light, light, small, fun. And there's, yeah, it's dry, but the track is not. So much rain that there's even puddles on the aero of this Subaru. So obviously some people taking this chance to go home, but you know what?
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
We're not going home. We're going to drive through this big old puddle of standing water at the start and just go and have some fun. Really push the car on a wet track where it's relatively safe. You know, you can get to grips with the speed, get to grips with the wet weather handling a lot more than you can on the roads. So it's all about fun as well, isn't it? Coming through Lancaster, huge puddle, loads of standing water. Definitely not going to be going any faster this time. but we can have a bit of fun, can't we? As we come up towards the Wiggler, not going to be braking anywhere near as much as we could. Puddles on the racing line. Turn in, not really going to be troubling the apexes this time. Not really going to be troubling the big raised curbs either. I'm not going to put how much slower I am on this one because I think it's pretty obvious that we're not going to be finding 1.7 seconds again. I was happy that I found that time though. You know, happy that I got a lot more competitive, and I think if I'd been able to send that time at the start, probably could have found a little bit more time and been a bit more up there. So stuff to work on. I think I found time in myself. I think I found time in the car as well. So, you know, I learnt a lot, even though it's only 6 timed runs. I do feel like I've learned quite a lot today. And as we come down towards Ushers, the 118 is absolutely in the bin. I'm going to lose the rear a little bit, come across the line, and it's a 132.
No, not as fast. That was not nearly as fast.
Yeah, that run was very wet. Very fun, but like I said, very wet. Definitely not going any faster. Really enjoyed it though. Probably going to do the next. There's 2 more runs to go. May as well do them, you know, paid for it. It's all a bit of fun. Not going to be going any faster, but can have a chance at going around a track in the wet, learn a bit, learn a bit more car control, have some fun. So we've already started run 5. You can see it's dry. It's not raining. It's starting to get a bit sunnier as well. Hit on that curve. No standing water there, but we're obviously not going to be going any faster this time either. Coming up towards the Wiggler again, and for some reason the GoPro decides it has seen enough. It knows we're not going to be going any faster, and it just looks at the floor. So thank you for that. It's got dry again. The sun has come out. It looks quite nice. So hopefully last run can be fun. Probably not as fast as it was this morning, but still, that's racing. Or well, in this case, it's Sprint Series. So last run, the track is pretty dry. I think a lot of the rubber has gone though. So either way, I know I'm not a huge amount of time away from the podiums. I'm also about 2/10 away from the guy in 4th. So I'm gonna send it, you know, I'm gonna try and find anything more that I can. Turning into the first corner, a little bit loose on the rear, big old hit on the ump there. Through Lancaster, keeping it tighter. This is looking pretty good. It's looking a bit more aggressive, which I definitely learned throughout the day as well. And as we come up towards Wiggler, still a little bit damp over this side, but we'll turn in, hit the middle part of it, big 2-wheel moment again, and out of here. We're not looking too bad. I'm trying desperately to find any more time that I possibly can. And to be fair, I think the driving does look a little bit better. Take a bit more speed through here. I swear it felt like 100 miles an hour. Just the placement of the GoPro. I'm going to blame it on the GoPro. Taking a tighter line through Bunga Bunga. Maybe we could find some time. Maybe we could just find 2/10 or something. Just a little bit to pull us a tiny bit faster. The driving does look better. Through Port Freud, again, quite aggressive. Coming down towards Ushers. Big on the brakes. Tyres squealing. Send it in. Back on the power. And it's a 120. So there are my times for the day. 120.6, got down to an 18.6. Did go faster on my 6th run than I did on the 2nd, so definitely found a lot of time in myself and in the car. Really good day, really enjoyed it. Thank you, Javelin. And that's about it for the day. Now, if you're wondering about price, £20 for the championship registration. Don't have to do that. £25 for the license that you do have to do, and it was £159 for the day. That does sound like quite a lot for essentially 7 laps, especially when you think about a track day being as many laps as you want. And it is, I think we paid £179 for the track day just before. So in terms of competing today, £200 is on the expensive side, but it's far cheaper than motorsport, you know, far cheaper than racing. It's an accessible kind of motorsport. You're not against anybody else on the track at the same time as well. It's just about you and the car. And I think it's a really good way to get in and sort of deal with the competitive aspect of motorsport, as well as getting some on-track experience, which I really enjoyed. So thank you very much, Javelin. Got my hair. So hello, yes, final run done. It was not as fast as earlier. The track just wasn't really there. Sent it a lot, tried to improve, but just didn't have anything. So there we go, 5th overall, which I'm quite happy with, to be honest. Found a lot of time in myself as well, so you know, maybe a few things to try and change before next time, but we've got a little while, about 5 or 6 weeks until the next round. Very much looking forward to that one, and thank you for watching. Thank you to Javelin as well, and I'd like to thank my sponsors as well, but I don't have any. Hint, hint. Of course, last thing to do after we've completed the day is to put the sticker on to show that I've driven around here and I've competed on it. I've got Alton there for the last round of last series as well, and hopefully see you at Croft at the next one in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.